Okay, so we're back. We're going to do the second half of this flange. I've got it all kind of set up. We have this end tacked. Now we're going to put this in. When we talk about two-holing the flange, we are leveling these two holes, and the way we did that is we put the level on there before I put any of this on, and leveled it this way off of these two bolts. Then we went and made sure when we had to turn it that the pipe was level again. So as we did that, the pipe is level and the flange is level, or those two bolt holes are level. So now, setting it up, go back here and get this one set back where it needs to be. We have to do a couple checks before we tack it. The first thing is this needs to be at a 12-inch distance. So we're going to run our tape measure through here and make sure you hook that tape measure on the raised face of the flange. We don't want to hook it in here. We want it to be, because that's the actual distance we're going to be bolting up to. Then on the other side, and you probably won't be able to read the tape anyway, but we're going to make it at 12 inches. Since this one is flush and square, we would do the same thing over here. So now we have that there. I'm going to put a tack on the top, just like I did on the other side. Now that I have that one, we'll just do the same things we did on the other one. We'll go over here, and we're a little bit out there, so as we pull that in, it'll pull it into line. So we would do the same thing. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's a little bit on the outside there with the bubble. So we'll pull that back in a little bit. That's not very often that it happens like that. The other thing you might do real quick is you may go through and double check your measurement. At this point, you would only have to take off one tack on this side. And again, we are still at our 12-inch measurement. So we are good to go. As you see, I put a little bigger tack on the bottom just to hold it better. And we're going to go back through, double check all of our stuff, make sure that things didn't move. And it did move. It rolled on us while we were tacking it. So we would have to break those tacks loose and get this back up here. And it's as simple as take these off, break them with the hammer. Of course, I tacked it really good. Now that I'm making a video trying to show you. But we would go back through now, grind it off, get our bolts back here, get our 2-hole again. Make sure this one didn't move. And at this point, we would get that there, check our measurement again. We have to slide in a little bit further on there. And that's why we would have to grind the old tacks off before doing this, or grab a new one. So that's off just a hair. We need to come and give it just a little tap on the bottom. And that moved, I think I moved it way too much. Yep. Because my tack wasn't any good there. At this point, check our squareness again. As we pull that bottom in, that's going to heat it up. We're going to pull that bottom in. We would take our square again, do our measurements to the same locations again. But actually, I have to flip the square around. Three 9/16. Three 9/16. We would tack, measure again. Lay our square up here. 3 1/4. 3 1/4. Double check everything and tack here and tack here. Once we have it all tacked again, the last thing we would do is put our level back on there and just verify that both of them were level. Now, they do make specialty pins instead of bolts. I always teach people with bolts because every industry has these out there. The specialty pins are tools that you can buy if you're doing a lot of fabrication work. But these will work, especially for the new apprentice starting who doesn't have that much money to go buy tools. So, sorry I had to do it twice, but you see how we measure and we check it all out. That is how you square and then 2-hole the flange. So if you have any questions, let me know.